that's that. Okay, we should be alright. It is too late. It is way too late for this. I don't know how long I want to stream for tonight. I was supposed to start like an hour ago, but my training started way later than expected. Okay, I should be good to go. Let me just take off my headphones. And alright. The thing about playing this game is that it just takes... It isn't like Hades, obviously, where there's a dedicated amount of... No, actually, let me retract that. It isn't like Hades, where I can just sit down for like 30 minutes at a time, play for a bit, and then be like, okay, I'm done. This game is like, I want to play for at least 2 hours at a time, and I don't think I have the energy or the time to do that. Not tonight. But I'll just see what I can do. Let me see what's going on in Terminal. No orders? I actually forgot where I am, what I'm doing.
This isn't what we agreed on. You said you'd do everything in your power to save Bibi.
We are. But we cannot release your son just yet. Believe me when I tell you it's for the best.
System woman in a mask who's done nothing but lie to me.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID.
Sam, there's something I forgot to tell you. It's about managing your BB stress levels and reducing the risk of autotoxemic attacks. There are a few things you can do if your BB starts showing signs of distress.
Such as?
Such as take a moment to look after it. Cradle the pod, gently rock it, that sort of thing. Out of curiosity, how's it doing at the moment?
Before I answer that,
Something wrong?
when I hook up my BB, I see things.
What kind of things?
Like a face, someone I don't know, calling to me. There's this room, too, with other people talking, but I can't make out the words.
Lead-through effect. Didn't I warn you about this? You're mistaking the BB's memories for your own. They're false flashbacks, nothing more. Let me explain. A BB is harvested from its steel mother at around 28 weeks and placed in a pod. To be clear, this is before it's even born. The procedure halts its development. But even at 28 weeks, its sensory systems have matured enough to process external stimuli. It is more than capable of encoding this information into memories, which can bleed into yours via your connection.
So who's the man I saw?
Someone from the medical team, maybe? Or a BB technician? Does it matter? The BB has been in circulation for a while now. It's been handled by a lot of people. How should I know which one made an impression?
'Cause you're the expert.
No one's an expert, Sam. BBs were developed decades ago in secret. They're your quintessential black boxes. We may use them, but we don't truly understand them. Believe me, I've been trying to learn more, but almost all of the old records are gone. If I find anything out, I'll tell you, all right? Dead man's honor.
Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. All clear.
It's pretty
Welcome,
cool being able to
Sam
keep up with the
Porter-Bridges.
story of the game. Like, when I first played this game, I really just... I cared a lot about making...
While you were resting, I ran some network diagnostics. Beryllium monitoring and holographic systems are nominal. Unfortunately, our printer is offline. I know. After all the trouble you went through to bring us those materials. This one's on us. We ordered a part a while back, but it never arrived. The printer needs it to communicate with the chiral network. Mules must have snatched it, caught that porter en route or something. If I'm right, they'll have taken it to their drop site, which is smack dab in the middle of their territory. Don't suppose you'd be up for stealing us our property back? Can't think of anyone more qualified than you.
Distribution center that's going south. And the other one's going north. So I'll go south first, then go all the way north. Yeah, when I first...
Mama's added a watchtower schematic to your PCC. If you don't have it on you, consider fabricating one. You never know when you'll need to recon an area.
Do I wanna... I guess I'll keep the ladders. I have so many PCC and the climbing anchor. Yeah, I am very low energy at the moment. I don't think I should be like streaming. But I
That thing you're
will...
holding is a crystal collector. Now, as the
I'll
name
go for like an
suggests,
hour
it
at
provides
most.
secure storage for any crystals you gather.
Allow me to describe your quarry. Chiral crystals appear gold to the naked eye and are frequently found in formations resembling human handprints. Surrounding rocks and debris tend to float a few feet above the ground. And they are most commonly found in areas with high precipitation. Got all that? Rain, floating rocks, golden handprints. That's your trifecta. Look for these three things and you'll find the crystals. If If you've been especially observant, then perhaps you already know where to look.
Order assigned.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take it super chill. Okay. Southward. Let me save just in case. I don't like having to deal with the repeating dialogue.
Beginning scan. Have a pleasant journey.
When I was going through this game for the first time, as I was trying to say earlier, I really enjoyed the experience of being able to just pay attention to the story alone, even with me true and tried enjoying the gameplay and being able to figure things out. How do I say this? Let me just get there and see if that is the proper way of doing things. The amount of lore this game has through its interviews, the amount of attention to detail to all the characters that are seen on screen, the amount of details provided to develop the plot,
Weapons restrictions.
I think is
Call it a rule or a habit, but most mules almost always bring stolen shipments home with them. Find the post box, steal back the cargo. Simple as that. But be careful, these guys are armed. If this goes sideways, be ready to fight.
one of the I have a lot of respect for Kojima. I didn't really follow his work until Death Stranding, and I heard about the whole debacle with PT, the playable teaser for, I believe it was Silent Hill, and I was like, whatever. And then when I saw the trailers for this game, I was like, man, like, what the hell's going on? This looks really interesting, right? And I thought, man, I gotta see what's going on, cause it looked like an apotheosis of madness. It looked crazy, and I needed to find out.
Remember, Sam, before you approach the mule drop site, we recommend you use a watchtower to confirm the location of the post box containing our cargo.
I guess. Okay, hold on. I did say that I was going to utilize more of my equipment, so I think sweet. Alright, cool. Build. This should be a decent area, just cause like I'm at the boundary. Am I supposed to go there? Or am I going there? No, that's over there.
Construction complete.
I don't know. My head is in a bit of a fog right now. A lot of things just went unexpectedly incorrectly throughout the entirety of yesterday. 1, 2, 3. There's at least 3 enemies. Maybe 4. There's a lot of material around. But I don't think that it is efficient for me to do anything that involves gathering. Right now I have to focus on the objective. If I ever so desire, I will wipe these enemies out using the strand, the rope that I have. This is where I get to really enjoy my style of combat. So go here, here. I have to be really careful with the terrain. But so aim for that person. That person over there, that mule over there, is far enough to be taken down. Rather, for this person to be taken down quickly compared to them trudging along over here. And then over there, the last person, I'm pretty sure that's a person over there. Okay, so this is a bit scary. I can cancel
Drop
out.
sites are rarely deserted, so remaining undetected is key. Keep a low profile and move slowly to minimize noise.
To ready the strand bind. Okay. Alright. I think that all I'm capable of doing in this stream is just finishing this mission. Maybe I'll get the mission completed and collecting the chiral crystals. Shit.
Been spotted by a mule. Find somewhere to hold up. Look around, trust your instincts.
I'm an idiot. There we go. Okay. I am very rusty with that. Very, very rusty. Alright, that should be okay.
Been busy? Seems all the mules in your vicinity have been incapacitated.
Now I can freely explore. So, when I first ran this game, right, I had the tendency to just hit mule camps one after another, and it was fun. It was really, really fun. Just being able to farm material off of these people. And I think I'll do the same thing in this run. It's just gonna be a little more difficult considering that I am playing on the hardest difficulty. So make a pit stop back to I have to make it back to the base, drop off what I have. And then I would have to collect the chiral crystals up north. It is a decent plan. Let's see how I do it. What's it called? Over the past day or two, I was able to pick up some very, 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 very helpful tools that alleviate a lot of the physical stresses of this stupid cough that I'm dealing with. Yesterday morning, I actually woke up like 4 hours after falling asleep, so I was already like short on sleep. It's whatever. I'm usually able to go back to sleep. It's not a big deal. However, my cough started like super heavy acting up, and I was like, what is happening? This is one of the few times that it acts up that badly. It was like 20 minutes of straight just coughing and like debilitating. How do I describe this? It felt like I had no control over the amount of egregious coughing that was happening. And what I mean by that is that it just kept happening, and the severity of every cough kept intensifying. And I'm like, dude, like, my inhaler's not working. Drinking lemon honey tea wasn't working. And what else did I do? I forgot what I did. God, it feels like forever ago, even though it was only yesterday. I'm trying to think of what I did. Oh my god, dude. I was pressing down. Am I supposed... Wait, this is really janky. I pressed down. I was pressing down the first time and it sent me upwards. What the hell? Anyway. So... yeah, what...
Mules. Damn addicts chasing a cargo high. Shame we gotta deal with their bullshit at all. Back in the day, AI did everything. Deliveries were handled by unmanned vehicles and drones. And all we had to do was sit back and let them work. It was revolutionary. Damn near singularity. No reason for it not to take off. But it did. People didn't like it when we took the human element out of the service industry. So, after some consideration, we put it back in. made jobs no one really needed, and gave them to folks who couldn't live without them. And from there, it snowballed. Now we got cults of cargo-chasing crazies who get off on hijacking shipments. Jackal's always on the lookout for the next porter. Make sure you're not him.
Scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you.
So, I don't know if I mentioned this. Back in 2019, I had like a pretty devastating episode of mono. I don't know how I contracted it. There was no logical vector that I could like think up of how I was able to contract mono. It was one of the most frustrating time frames of my life because I was like, dude, how do I solve this?
Sam, Cairo crystal deliveries are a little different from usual. The process is pretty simple, though. Access the delivery terminal and drop off any Cairo crystals you're carrying. Order bridges.
And it was a problem that I couldn't solve without just letting things run their course, make sure my nutrition was on point, whatever. And so the point that I'm trying to make is when someone gets mono, it apparently becomes like an underlying condition for life, and it affects everything. It can exacerbate side effects. It can exacerbate the condition of future conditions. Rather, it can exacerbate future conditions and the effects of said conditions. And I got my COVID shot, a second shot, the vaccine, like 2.5 months ago. And man, I've been dealing with this wicked cough ever since then. And I haven't been able to find a solution, nothing. Apparently, like I've been told by the doctor that I have been seeing that apparently nothing is wrong with my lungs after him checking them. Apparently nothing's wrong with my throat after he checked it. And it's been nothing but back and forth with like using a nebulizer, using an inhaler, and I'm like, bro, why is none of this working? This sucks. And so I'm thinking like I can't figure it out. Like nothing's working. Even like lemon honey tea is just it's just a band-aid. And just to speed up this story, because I do want to play. I finally remembered that back in 2019 I had a vaporizer that I used, a Vicks vaporizer, and that helped immensely. I was like, oh my god, what if that works? Because yesterday morning, I'm thinking, the only thing that I thought that could have facilitated that great of a pain of like the conditions that led to the onset of like continuously coughing, continuously increasing the intensity of every cough. I thought it may have just been the temperature. It was like 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Apparently the weather was fair. I'm like, wow, is this really my upper limit of tolerance? Because my immune system completely got destroyed. Like, bro, come on. But whatever. I finally found it, the Vicks vaporizer, and I added it to the arsenal of tools that I'm using to help alleviate and relieve a lot of the physical pains that I'm like having to endure, which is fine, whatever. It's not a big deal. It's like finally something that can help properly. So, and I got a Vicks inhaler, which is nice. And I got medication that has been helping. So we'll see how the next month goes with these shenanigans.
Let's get the show on the road.
Now to get on with the fucking gameplay.
Got some chiral crystals for us? These crystals only form in places with elevated chiralium levels. Which makes me wonder if expanding the network had something to do with it. Damn, son. That is a lot of crystals. Maintenance and R&D will both get their fill, looks like.
Sickness. Nice. Oh, these are sick. So, what these do is that, let's say a person is undergoing the trials and pain of walking through Timefall. They have no choice. They didn't really prepare for it properly, and they don't exactly have too many mediums of shelter on the way. What this does, it helps repair a lot of the what's it called? It helps repair a lot of the cargo. Yeah. And so these help a lot. If people are going if especially when cargo gets like to the point where its condition is destroyed and it's not necessarily acceptable, or performances on these stats pages are going to be measured poorly because cargo is in poor condition. What this does, it alleviates that problem, and it helps the player get a better stat page if they care about that.
Excess chiral crystals can be deposited at any facility. They'll be added to the stores held on site. These local stores include materials that you can draw upon to fabricate equipment as needed. Good work, Sam. It seems your connection level is increasing. As your connection level increases, larger quantities of resources will be made available to you at our facilities.
Nice, 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 nice. You have been awarded the title of Skilled Handler. Continue to strive for greater recognition. No, delivery volume is so important, because for me, like, I want to be as efficient as possible, and I don't want to make as many trips just to, at least this early in the game, because it's primarily walking, and it kind of begs the question of, like, how often do people want to go back and forth between each base.
Oh, before I forget, this is for you.
That's container repair spray for patching up cargo containers. Good for dealing with timefall degradation and all that. Useful stuff if you and your cargo have been through the ringer. We've added it to your supplies list, so it's readily available if and when you need it.
I have a lot to put away. Why can't I... Oh! So chiral crystals? I thought metals, resins, and the other material were things that can be recycled. It's chiral crystals, if I recall correctly. That is the only material that can be recycled. What these do, metals, resins, and whatever the other one is, they help build structures. And I have to put this... Do I not have a private locker here? I don't.
There is a correlation between elevated Corellium levels and increased crystal formation. This may well be the result of the network's expansion. You needn't worry though. Local chiral density is still within an acceptable range. If you find any more, be sure to collect it. You'll be well rewarded.
If you come into more chiral crystals, you can submit them at one of our facilities. And you can deposit other resources too, along with any items you don't need. Everything has its value. What we don't use as is can be broken down into components for R&D and other applications.
I do have a private locker, what the fuck? What is... Okay, so it's the metal resin. I don't think I need that many ladders, so I have one. Maybe keep two? Okay, now I can submit whatever I have. Make delivery. That's one of the really important aspects of this game, inventory management. And I like it, but man, I don't have the... I think I'm just gonna end stream after this. I don't have the headspace right now to like think.
Time to get that chiral printer in working order. Sorry to push you through so much trouble, but trust me, it'll be worth it. Excellent. The unit doesn't have a scratch on it. Never doubted you'd come through for us.
Sam, how are your shoes holding up? Not too well, I imagine, conditions being what they are out there. Nothing ruins your day like shoes falling apart while you're on the job. Carry on like that, and it's only a matter of time before you injure yourself. I've arranged for boots to be added to your supplies. Bridges standard issue, so they ought to fit you fine. You should always carry an extra pair. But if you forget or run into trouble, you can fabricate another via a terminal at one of our many facilities.
Alright, cool. These are really important. because it really debilitates Sam's ability to walk through the roads, walk on the terrain, and what happens is that if one is not prepared and they don't have an extra pair of boots to replace the completely destroyed pair that the player is wearing, what will happen is that the more and more that Sam walks on the terrain, the more and more his feet starts to get damaged. The player can quite literally bleed out, and it will load them back to where they previously last saved. It's not a good time.
See you around.
Congratulations, Sam. I understand you now have access to a chiral printer. An extraordinarily useful device that can only function because of the manner in which our network utilizes the beach, enabling us to transfer massive volumes of data instantaneously. Since under normal circumstances, such transfers would take hours, if not days, some have speculated that the chiral network might, in essence, be a time machine. That it is transmitting data into the past. Suffice it to say, we have yet to fully grasp the fundamental nature of the network and the beach which we have come to rely on. One might liken our relationship with it to that of primitive mans with fire. Is it useful? Quite. Is it dangerous? Undeniably so. Nevertheless, we have decided that the reward outweighs the risk. Furthermore, as the BTs are linked to the beach, it stands to reason that further study and experimentation could be of considerable benefit. The same could be said regarding you, of course. Rest assured, I will keep you apprised of what I learn. You have my word.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery terminal for further information.
Is that where I am? Yeah, that's I'm calling it quits. I am completely just foggy right now in the head, and I was contemplating pretty hard on what I would be doing if I thought, oh, I punched. I was supposed to be circled. I hold. So yeah, I need to sleep.
Good morning, Sam.
I can't be bothered. I need to end this stream as soon as possible. Alright, I'm done. I'll be back tomorrow.